But if you add those things up and you use the typical psychological stressors test and you kind of calculate it, um, it's almost surreal the amount of odd pain, both psychological and physical, that I'm going through right now. So I have been kind of snappy over the past week. And I'm not going to blame myself for everything, but I will take credit for if I caught somebody the wrong way and put them in a bad mood and then an argument started. And I mean, I hate being that person. And Colin knows that I'll be getting a surgery probably in October. And they're going to basically rebuild my fucking mashed potato spine and probably give me a new right knee. I hope they do them both at the same time. Just get the shit done and let me go so I can become human again. Welcome back, Leanne. I was talking earlier about jealousy. I'm not saying that jealousy was or was not at play here, but there is jealousy amongst many hosts and hostesses at Spreaker. And it's a shame. I don't want to get tangled up in that anymore. You know, like, here's an example. I listen to Guy Shea and Debbie Daly, and they are at war. They have been at war for years. This goes very deep. For you or I to step in and say, Guy Shea, why don't you stop fighting with Debbie Daly? Which I actually tried one time. I was so naive. Is like the same you trying to step in to the Palestine-Israeli conflict and say, look, you guys can make peace. Let's stop this madness. It goes back. It runs deep. You know, they got into this. They found a way to get to each other. And it goes on. And I cannot blame either one of them for fighting back. I don't know who threw the first punch. But what I've learned, I don't know as much about Debbie as I know about Guy. What I know about Guy is I don't see him going after anybody on Spreakerville, if you will, that hasn't done something either very lame, as in maybe done a show where they passed out and were literally sleeping on the show, or has attacked him. So in my book, the guy that I think I know is a good guy. I know he's a veteran. There's always a special reserved spot in my heart for veterans. They automatically get points with me. I like the fact that they signed the paper and showed up to basic and made it through and got an honorable discharge. That means a lot to me. So you take Guy, you take Grandpa Al, you take Andrew Zodiac 12, and you're going to see that I've got a bit of a special connection with them. Maybe they don't feel it as much as I do, but it's like an understanding. It's like, oh, you signed up, huh? You signed the paper, didn't you? Showed up, and you didn't get kicked out. You actually got honorably discharged. That's you're a fucking hero to me already. So anyway, yeah, I think Guy has a lot of talent. I think he can be a total asshole when he tries to be, and I think he does try to be. But he has a lot of experience too, and I think he knows what stirs up crowds. My shows will never stir up crowds. My shows will get people that are fairly intelligent already thinking deeper on the big topics. That's generally where I go. And that's why I'm calling this a reset show, which Andrew knows. He's followed me for a pretty good while. Some of you guys are new. Whenever I get into any kind of Spreaker battle or war, I give myself a few days to get over it. I don't really get over it. I learn from it. And then I say my path is being restored now. This is the path I was on. I enjoy this path. This path may not lead to any fame or fortune, but to be able to discuss big ideas with people is fun to me. And I throw in the stupid humor. And anyway, I talked a little bit earlier about where the anger comes from most people, and it is a place of pain. And it may be jealousy, but it may not be. It could be that they were abused as a child. It could be that they were molested as a child. It could be that, you know, people that are racist against blacks, let's say whites that hate all blacks, all of them. Maybe they were jumped by a few black people and beaten several times. And, you know, you start to say, well, I can kind of understand why they feel that way. So I have a broader view because I've met a lot of people in my life. And I don't know if I have an accurate average on their behaviors per race and per subgenre, if you will. But I think I have a pretty good snapshot of what's real. What is a cute voice? Do you trust them for being vets? Well, I agree. You're right about that, Trevor Cody. I can't even be sure they are veterans. I can't be sure. But maybe that's an exception I make. I say, how do we know that Leanne, who is this beautiful lady with this powerful force behind her, who is not afraid of gunplay, how do we know for sure? Now, maybe some of you have met her in real life or Skyped with her and seen video and all that. How do we know for sure she isn't Barco on a sock account? You see what we're saying, Leanne? You can't really trust anybody here. You have to really take some time and get to know them. And then, okay, well, I was giving you a compliment, but I was also saying we can't be sure you are who you say you are. We can't be sure. And you can't be sure I am who I say I am. It's a sad new reality of this. Who was the doctor that was on my program in the Trolls link that I shared earlier? If you go way down to the bottom of the chat, he mentioned an interesting point, and that is that we are the first generation, I would say the baby boomers, are the first generation ever to have been born before the information age and who will die in the information age. There have been some major changes with the arrival of the internet. Major changes that we could have never really anticipated. And I'm talking about in human behavior. I'm talking about the courage someone can develop when they're hiding inside their home with the doors locked and a microphone on. I believe you, Leanne. I'm telling you though, I've learned through Spreaker that I can't be certain. Okay, Trevor's going to do a show tonight. Maybe we'll listen to his show live. That would be a good thing. I'm Sarge's daughter. I don't know who Sarge is. Who is Sarge? Is he in that Black Sheep group or something? I don't know. Anyway, Colin, if you're still there, my friend, I know you've got things to do. Colin and I we're about to become we're about to become brothers like Brokeback Mountain without the gay, because we're both hetero. You know what I'm saying? Very close. And we're going together, outward and away, and we're starting a new life essentially. And there's a lot of sadness there because I'm leaving a lot of people I knew, but there is also a kind of a clean slate, which I feel like I need, and this is the right age to do it. And I think he's feeling the same way. He's ready to start tabula rasa. Let's fucking blank slate, go and knock this thing down. And we're going to do it. And I think it's going to be a hell of an adventure, especially if I can get my body fixed up a bit. We're going to be doing kayaking, camping trips and shit. We're going to be doing these weird things. I don't know if Colin's still in the chat room, but there's these like walking marathons you go on where you drink beer at every stop. And I'm not even a big drinker. I probably drank 3 times over the past 5 years. Drank a couple beers the other night. I was half drunk. But anyway, so let's keep it going. We were talking about Kev's latest reset show. One thing you won't hear too often, unless I'm trying to give you some sort of understanding that I've only seen in myself, I don't like talking about me, mainly because I'm not interested in me. My beard lasted 15 days. Colin, what is that thing you talk about? I'll bet these people have heard about it, where you go on these beer marathons. Maybe you can explain it to them. But I'll probably be getting involved in that, but I couldn't have any more than 1 beer per stop, depending on how far out they are spread. This show is going to go back to its theme of trying to explore the big ideas and stupid comedy. I mean, that's all I have. That's all I have to offer. It's what I do. And Hash House Harriers. Have you guys heard of these Hash House Harriers? If you haven't, you gotta Google this. When he told me about this, I was like, what in the hell am I looking at here? And very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so you've got law enforcement in the family. That's gonna, obviously, it's gonna, I have to ask, people, now, Trevor and Leanne, did you deal directly with PTSD in your family as a result of experiences those people had while serving in law enforcement? I would expect, yes, I would expect PTSD to show up, at least in its milder forms, in anybody who served in law enforcement or an actual combat situation. And I haven't even talked to Colin about this because he's been where bullets fly, and if he's got an issue, I have not dug into that. That's something he can talk to me about if he wants to. By the way, you guys, if you need graphics work done, I do it. Somebody was picking on me about asking for donations for the show and doing this graphics work. It's funny because the same people that do that, I know one show that simulcast a show that has a donation segment. Literally, they go into it like for a few minutes. Please give us money. This person gave us money. That person gave us money. Listen to 10 of my random shows. And I want you to ask yourself in those 10 random shows, at what time did I advertise I have 4 books for sale on Amazon? At what time during that show did I ask for money to be donated through a GoFundMe account? At what time did I even ask for your business for graphics work? I just did the fucking show. I explored the big ideas with you. And it's weird because you're getting accused of things, and I'm going, I got the data. I haven't deleted my shows. They're still sitting there. You can listen to them. So I don't know. I know some of this comes from jealousy. I think some of it's role playing. Some of it, you know what it is? I don't blame people for being a little bit challenged by my intellect. I don't really. Because I'm pretty good at intellectual sparring, And I don't like sparring in the sense of fighting, but I do like sparring in the sense of clarifying, because too many people believe dumb shit. And I think that is really clouding progress in human growth in general. It is. It's clouding progress. If we could just move the bullshit out of the way, I don't know all the facts, but what if we could clear all the bullshit out of the way? And you can still look at that like, ooh, look, this is what these people believed. But here's what the evidence shows. That to me is impressive. Now we've got a cleaner picture. We can get down to the truth on more of these things. Came back totally different. Took a while to get to normal. Oh, a biker gang. Oh, shit. Undercover. I had a brother-in-law, can't mention any names, who was plainclothes officer in a town in Virginia. And he seems to be dealing with it. Okay, well, Trevor, the thing about it is, man, Barco, through the kindness of his heart, Barco's done a lot for me. He's a strange motherfucker, and I'm telling you, he's strange. Very intelligent. One thing I will not question about Barco is his IQ. He's up there between 130 and 150 somewhere. He sent me a mixer, which was worth about $100. He sent me a microphone that was worth about $50. He sent me a couple of $100 to my GoFundMe account, which I'm not even telling you guys where to find it, because I will not ask for donations, because I've been shamed for that. What a shame that is. I'm actually going to let that control how I don't know. Anyway, so he sent me those things, and he's also hurt me. He's hurt me through sharing information that I wish he hadn't shared. He's hurt me through talking about me behind my back in bad ways. And that surprises me. But he donated to the show. So I do give him a kind of a license to fuck with me. I'll be honest. I mean, yeah, I'll call into your show. I can do Skype. See, the thing about it is if I don't have the mixer and the mic hooked up and I don't have the audio repeaters running, then I can't reroute the Skype line through the mixer into the show, which is run through Radio Boss, by the way, best software ever, and out to the internet. Also, I do have to give a holla out to Todd over at Kratom Warehouse. Kratom is a herbal remedy for pain, which is an amazing solution to me for some of my pain issues. And he sent me these samples, and I'm telling you, one of them I've used tonight. This is weird. It's weird. It's a concentrated version of the plant leaf. No, it's just a plant leaf. You just blend it up, powder, and chase it, and that's it. And it works for some people it doesn't. Colin knows that I have a friend named Kim. It worked for Kim, I think, and her husband, but it did not work for my fiance's friend's husband. So it works for some people, it doesn't work for others. It works very well for me. I prefer it over pills and all the, illegal shit. So, although I haven't tried illegal shit, I shouldn't say that. I've never tried crack, never tried heroin, never tried cocaine, never tried anything but pot, and I've only tried that about 4 or 5 times, and I didn't really like it. It made me sleepy. But Leanne, are you actually a bounty hunter in real life, or is that a myth that I heard propagate somewhere? And I'd like to know a little bit about what motivates you. What makes you feel at work tired. Okay, he's talking to Leanna. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've probably been doxxed. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. All of the truth about me is already out there on the internet.